What if I told you that some of the world's most expensive supercars are so ridiculously impractical that you literally can't drive them to the grocery store? We're talking about multi-million-dollar machines that make a Ferrari look like a Honda Civic in terms of usability. These aren't just fast cars. They're rolling pieces of art that their owners can barely use. Today, we're diving into the most impractical hypercars ever built. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why having $3 million doesn't always mean you can actually drive your dream car. Let's get into it. 1. Aston Martin Valkyrie, the street-legal F1 car that isn't really street-legal. First up, we've got the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now, Aston Martin calls this thing street-legal, but that's like calling a Navy SEAL a weekend warrior. Sure, it's technically true, but you're missing the bigger picture. This beast packs an F1-derived V12 engine that screams like a banshee having a bad day. We're talking about a car that produces more downforce than a Formula One car at speed. Sounds awesome, right? Well, here's the catch. The cockpit is so cramped that getting in requires the flexibility of a yoga instructor and the determination of a Navy SEAL. And luggage space? Forget about it. You've got more storage room in a motorcycle saddlebag. Want to take your wife out for a romantic dinner? Better hope she's okay with bringing her purse in her lap, because there's literally nowhere else to put it. This car makes a Lotus Elise look like a Suburban in terms of practicality. The real kicker? The ground clearance is so low that speed bumps become your mortal enemy. We're talking about a $3 million car that can't handle a Walmart parking lot without scraping its chin on the asphalt. And that's just the beginning, folks. If you think the Valkyrie is impractical, wait until you hear about the Ferrari that you can't even legally own. Ferrari literally keeps it hostage and only lets you drive it when they feel like it. But before we dive into that automotive nightmare, smash that like button if you're enjoying this deep dive into million-dollar mistakes, and hit subscribe because we've got 10 more ridiculously impractical supercars that'll make the Valkyrie look like a practical family sedan. 2. Ferrari FXXK Evo, the car you can't actually own. Now let's talk about the Ferrari FXXK Evo. This is where things get really ridiculous. You know how some people complain about their HOA being too controlling? Well, Ferrari makes your HOA look like a bunch of anarchists. See, you can't actually buy this car in the traditional sense. Ferrari keeps it for you. They maintain it for you. And here's the best part. You can only drive it when Ferrari says you can, at events they choose. It's like having a $3 million car that comes with a $3 million babysitter. Imagine explaining this to your buddies at the bar. Yeah, I bought a Ferrari, but I can't drive it to work, or to the store, or anywhere really. But when Ferrari throws a party, man, I'm there. It's the automotive equivalent of buying a yacht that you can only use when the yacht company feels like it. The car itself is absolutely mental. We're talking about 1,050 horsepower and aerodynamics that would make a fighter jet jealous. But what good is all that power when you need permission from Italy just to start the engine? 3. Koigseg JCO Absolute, the blind speed demon. The Koigseg JCO Absolute is what happens when Swedish engineers decide that things like visibility and comfort are just suggestions. This car is tuned for maximum speed. And by maximum speed, I mean it'll do over 300 miles per hour if you can find a straight road long enough and have the guts to try it. But here's where it gets impractical. The rear visibility is practically non-existent. Backing out of your driveway becomes an exercise in faith and prayer. It's like trying to parallel park while wearing a welding helmet. The car is so focused on cutting through air that it forgot humans need to see where they're going. And let's talk about comfort. The suspension is so stiff that driving over a manhole cover feels like hitting a landmine. Your chiropractor will send you a Christmas card every year if you daily drive one of these things. It's the automotive equivalent of sleeping on a bed made of concrete. Sure, it's firm, but you're going to feel it in the morning. The interior is stripped down to the bare essentials. No cup holders, minimal storage, and seats that were clearly designed by someone who thinks comfort is a four-letter word. Want to grab a coffee on your way to work? Better drink it before you get in, because there's nowhere to put it once you're behind the wheel. 4. McLaren Saber, the exclusive scrape machine. The McLaren Saber takes exclusivity to a whole new level. Only 15 were built, and they were all sold to US owners. It's like being part of the world's most expensive and impractical club. This thing has so much aerodynamic bodywork that it looks like it escaped from a Transformers movie. The ground clearance is so low that painted parking lines become obstacles. We're talking about a car that makes a lowrider look like a monster truck. The extreme aero design means that daily use becomes a nightmare. Want to drive to your kid's soccer game? Better hope the school parking lot was paved by NASA, because anything less than perfect asphalt is going to result in expensive scraping sounds. And here's the really impractical part. With only 15 ever made, good luck finding someone to work on it when something goes wrong. Your local mechanic is going to look at this thing like you just rolled up in a UFO. Sorry, buddy, I can fix your Honda, but this alien spacecraft is above my pay grade. 5. Bugatti Bolide, the track-only monster. The Bugatti Bolide is what happens when Bugatti's engineers ask themselves, what if we built a car that was completely unusable on public roads? The answer is this track-only monster that makes every other car on this list look practical. First off, it doesn't have headlights suitable for road use. So unless you plan on only driving during daylight hours on closed circuits, you're out of luck. It's like buying a flashlight that only works when the sun is shining. Storage space? What storage space? This car has zero luggage capacity. You couldn't fit a sandwich in this thing, let alone groceries. Planning a weekend getaway? Better take a separate car for your luggage, because the Bolide is strictly a one-person, no-stuff kind of ride. And getting into this thing requires the agility of a gymnast. The cabin entry is so brutal that you'll need a stretching routine just to get behind the wheel. It's like trying to climb into a fighter jet while wearing a tuxedo. Technically possible, but you're going to look ridiculous doing it. 6. Pagani Zonda R, the hearing damage special. The Pagani Zonda R is what happens when Italian passion meets complete disregard for noise ordinances. This car is so loud that it's basically a mobile hearing test. We're talking about noise levels that would make a jet engine seem quiet. The carbon fiber tub construction means that getting in and out requires yoga-level flexibility. It's like trying to climb into a very expensive, very loud coffin. And once you're in, the seating position is so extreme that you'll feel like you're lying down while going 200 miles per hour. But here's the real kicker. It's not street legal in most countries. So you've got a multi-million-dollar car that you can only drive on track days, assuming the track doesn't have noise restrictions. It's like buying a concert-level sound system for a library. The interior is so stripped down that it makes a race car look luxurious. No air conditioning, no radio, no cup holders. Just you, the engine, and enough noise to wake the dead. Want to have a conversation with your passenger? Better learn sign language, because you're not going to hear each other over that screaming V12. 7. Apollo Intensa Emozione, the drama queen. The Apollo Intensa Emozione was designed for maximum drama, and boy, does it deliver. This car looks like it was designed by someone who thought regular supercars weren't dramatic enough. It's the automotive equivalent of a soap opera. Everything is turned up to 11. The windshield is so tiny that you feel like you're looking through a mail slot. Visibility is so poor that driving in traffic becomes an act of faith. It's like trying to navigate while wearing horse blinders. Storage? What storage? This car has zero practical space. You couldn't fit a briefcase in this thing, let alone anything useful. Planning to pick up dinner on the way home? Better hope it fits in your pockets, because there's nowhere else to put it. The cabin is completely uninsulated, which means every road noise, every engine vibration, and every bit of wind noise comes straight through. It's like driving inside a very expensive, very fast drum. Your passengers will need earplugs just to maintain their sanity. 8. Lamborghini Intensa SCV12, the permission-required supercar. The Lamborghini Intensa SCV12 is another one of those you can't actually drive it supercars. Like the Ferrari FXXK Evo, this is a track-only beast that you can only use when Lamborghini gives you permission. The V12 engine screams to 8,500 RPM, which sounds amazing until you realize you can only hear it at Lamborghini-approved events. It's like having a guitar that can only be played at specific concerts chosen by the guitar company. And here's the really impractical part. Even if you could drive it on the street, you wouldn't want to. The aerodynamics are so extreme that driving at normal speeds would be like using a Formula One car to go grocery shopping. All that downforce and grip is completely wasted at 35 miles per hour in suburban traffic. The interior is pure race car. No comfort, no convenience, just the bare minimum needed to control this screaming Italian missile. Want air conditioning? Too bad. Want a comfortable seat? Keep dreaming. This car is about as comfortable as sitting on a park bench during a hurricane. 9. Caparo T1, the unreliable rocket. Here we have the Caparo T1, which takes impracticality to legendary levels. This car is famously unreliable and dangerously twitchy. It's basically an F1 car that tried to pass as a road car and failed spectacularly. Owners have suffered through fires, mechanical failures, and handling so twitchy that driving it requires the reflexes of a fighter pilot and the patience of a saint. It's like buying a pet tiger. Sure, it's impressive, but it might try to kill you. The reliability is so poor that owning one is like having a very expensive, very fast paperweight. You'll spend more time looking at it in your garage than actually driving it. And when you do drive it, you'll be constantly wondering if today's the day it decides to catch fire or break down in spectacular fashion. 10. Ferrari 512 S Modulo, the UFO that can't drive. Now let's talk about something that looks like it crash-landed from another planet. The Ferrari 512 S Modulo. This isn't just impractical, it's practically from another dimension. This concept car turned barely functional reality has ground clearance that's essentially non-existent. We're talking about a car so low that a piece of paper could be considered a speed bump. The thing is basically a cheese grater on wheels. Drive it anywhere that isn't perfectly smooth, and you'll be leaving expensive pieces of Italian engineering scattered across the pavement. But here's where it gets really ridiculous. The visibility is like looking through a mail slot while wearing sunglasses. The windshield is so narrow and low that you feel like you're piloting a submarine. Parallel parking. Forget about it. You'd have better luck landing the space shuttle in a Walmart parking lot. And get this, to enter the car, the entire canopy slides forward. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, except in a sci-fi movie, things actually work properly. In real life, you're one mechanical failure away from being permanently trapped inside your own car. Imagine calling AAA. Yeah, hi, I'm stuck inside my Ferrari because the roof won't open. They'd probably hang up thinking it was a prank call. The interior. It's like sitting inside a very expensive, very uncomfortable spaceship. The seating position is so extreme that you're practically lying down while driving. It's the automotive equivalent of trying to drive while getting a dental exam. 11. McLaren P1 GTR, the track toy that costs more than your house. The McLaren P1 GTR takes the already impractical P1 and says, "Hold my beer, we can make this way worse." This track-only monster is what happens when McLaren's engineers decide that things like street legality and basic comfort are just suggestions. First off, it's not street legal anywhere. So you've got a car that costs more than most people's houses, and you can only drive it at track days. It's like buying a yacht that can only be used in your swimming pool. The aerodynamics are so extreme that the car looks like it's trying to achieve flight. The rear wing is so massive that it blocks your view of everything behind you. Backing up becomes an exercise in faith and prayer. It's like trying to reverse while wearing a cardboard box on your head. The interior has been stripped of anything that might be considered comfortable or convenient. No air conditioning, no sound system, no cup holders. Just you, a racing seat that was designed by someone who clearly hates the human spine, and enough carbon fiber to build a small airplane. And here's the kicker. Even though it's track only, it's so extreme that many track day organizations won't let you run it because it's too fast for their insurance policies. So you've got a track car that's too extreme for most tracks. It's like buying a racehorse that's too fast for the Kentucky Derby. So there you have it, the world's most impractical hypercars. These machines prove that sometimes having unlimited money and unlimited engineering talent doesn't necessarily result in something you'd actually want to drive to work every day. Sure, they're incredible pieces of automotive art, but they're about as practical as a chocolate teapot. If you enjoyed this deep dive into automotive impracticality, smash that like button and subscribe for more content about the cars that make us question the sanity of their creators. And hey, if you've got a few million burning a hole in your pocket and you're thinking about buying one of these things, maybe consider a nice Porsche 911 instead. Your back, your ears, and your mechanic will thank you.